Hello and welcome everybody to the Aegis Vanguard Lead Week 1 play-ins. We have Trance Tyrants versus Urgottem Evolved. My name is Ponstar Shibi. I am your color caster here with the very beautiful Crow, my play-by-play man, and the cutest shirt I've ever actually seen.
Oh my God, isn't it amazing? I found it at a thrift store. It's a cat and it's eating ramen, and I'm just like,
You gotta have
yeah,
it. You gotta
you
have
got
it. You
you
gotta
gotta.
have it.
It's signaling what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight after these games. But yeah, we're gonna get into these, and it's gonna be exciting week one of play-ins.
Yeah, and then for anybody that understand these week 1 of play-ins, the top 2 teams from both Demacia and the Noxus brackets will be playing for seeding, right? So it is a 3-game round robin. So we have the number 1 team from the Noxus division, Urgottem Evolved, versus the number 2 team from the Demacia division. And all four of these teams will play, like I said, a 3-game round robin. At the end, they'll determine the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 seed, and these opponents will get to pick their opponents, of the lower bracket seating for the ensuing playoffs that will be happening. So, I mean, this game may not seem that important, right? It's the top 2 teams that lock playoffs, but if I'm Urgottem, if I'm Trance Tyrants, I definitely want to be able to pick my opponent just so I can get an easier road, because we all know brackets actually do make a difference, right? We saw it in the LEC, we saw it in the LCS. Depending on what team and what bracket you're in, you may be able to, in their case, go to Worlds, but in this case, possibly just win and go to the top and win the Aegis Vanguard League.
Right, yeah. Fighting for seeding is always going to be important. A lot of people from the outside looking in may not think it doesn't matter too much, but it definitely does give you some certain advantages with as going into the knockout stage or the bracket stage, so to speak. So definitely looking for both these teams to be trying their best. I do believe it's a best of two single round robin. Uh,
Yes,
in
yes.
the match
So
format. So yeah, it's ties are definitely enabled. Yay for that. Looking at the team, we just got done casting or got them. We know they're still super strong in conviction. Trans Tyrants rather is just they're going to be looking to be boxing up of their weight class a little bit, I believe so. But I do think they're relatively evenly matched.
yeah, I mean, both of these teams have, I wouldn't say like the same champ pools, right? But they do have similar priorities, right? Bard, that both of them play a lot of Bard. Obviously, one team plays quite a bit more. If you're going to look at Wounds, or I'm sorry, not Wounds. If you are going to look at Sidesu, he plays an insane amount of Bard, right? This
Yeah.
guy has 400 something games, but on the same side, Transparent does play Bard. They have a more expansive champ pool. They play the Leona, the standard engaging supports like Nautilus, Leona, Alistar. And on the flip side as well, these two bot lanes have very similar champ pools. And we're going to see, where the Ziggs priority lands, the Varus, the Aphelios, all these kinds of champions that have been popping up that, a lot of ADs haven't been playing up until very, very recently.
Right, as we still are on the same patch from the last time we played. So it's still about the same picks everywhere. Some adaptation, but that's more of a team identity thing. Um, I'm expecting to, see the typical trio of jungle bands, the Zen, the Viego, and whatever have you up in there as well. It's as a default. Man, it's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, and I kind of want to, point out the marquee matchup for me, beautiful. And I don't know if you have one yet, but I really think it's going to be based off of these two junglers, Legans and Evil Eyes. These guys have been some pretty good junglers. I've been watching their games. Obviously, we've casted them. I mean, these guys really, really, are the driving force of their team. And if they don't start things, if they don't, get things going for their team, it can really slow down, their win condition, how they want to play around objectives, how they want to play fights. So I'm gonna really want to see this jungle matchup between Evil Eyes and Legends. Although the jungle meta might be a little stale because of the trinity of junglers that's happening right now, in my opinion, the Viego, the Zin, the Diana. I
Yeah.
think once you ban some of these out, the jungle pool becomes super wide open, right? You can pick Trundle, you can still pick Rumble. I mean, Olaf, Volley Bear, Jarvan got some buffs too. I mean, once one or two of those junglers are banned, it becomes a lot more open and allows a lot more skill expression for these junglers and how they want to play, and if the teams want to play around their jungler or if the jungler wants to facilitate their team and play through top or mid or bot in this case.
Right. We were just talking about it. We're on the same wavelength. These junglers like to be proactive and get the ball rolling for both of their teams. We are into picking bans here as the bans are flying out. We do see the Olaf and the Viego both taken off the table right now. And we're wondering
Yeah.
if the Bard is going to get through to either side. It will not. Bard sitting on the bench this game as will be banned out. The Camille and then the Kennen bans top respectively, I would say. No Ziggs this game. All right. It's kind of a wide open field right now. Once those top echelons are down, now we're looking to see who's going to pick up the Diana first, who's going to pick up the Xin Zhao first. This unlocks them to be open, but it will
Ooh,
be a first pick Thresh
threat.
and the Trundle. Okay, we have been seeing the Trundle as an adaptation coming in recently. I'm a big fan of it. Someone who spammed a lot of support Trundle back a few seasons ago when he was still wrecking shop. Plays a good bit differently, the Imperial Mandate, way to go. It works a little bit differently, but we'll pick up the Ezreal as well. Okay. Trance
Yeah.
Tyrants on the board with two. Interesting
Yeah.
given what they've given away already.
Yeah, and this thresh pick kind of signals that they might want to go the Aphelios. Trundle also has been traditionally seen as kind of like a counter to Xin. I'm
Right.
not necessarily, above the reasoning that it's like a hard counter. It's more of a counter in that like 1v1 invade area where like Xin Zhao can just win out these crab 1v1s if there is one, or if you're caught in the jungle, because Trundle does take a lot of the 80 out with his Q. Press the attack is better than Conqueror in these short kind of trades where you can just bonk them 3 times, then try to bite them and then run away. Pillar does a lot of damage control and CC control in the sense that it stops Xin Zhao from what he wants to do. If he, dashes in W's, Q's, and everything, that pillar can kind of just stop all of that in one go. So I wouldn't say Trundle's like a hard counter, but he definitely does do better into Xin than a lot of these junglers. As you see the Varus and the Gwen being locked in, Varus, like we mentioned earlier, just before pick and ban, right? Varus is one of those hot commodity picks that's very, very good, very strong with that poke build that a lot of people like to go with the Muramana, the possibly the Dustblade, the Eclipse, however they want to see it. Or you can go on it if you want, if you really, really need that. The Tom Kench being allowed is very surprising. I think that champion, even though through the nerfs, is still really good, although picking it into Gwen can cause him some trouble.
Yeah, he still has that stickiness, he still has that big body ability that he does supply. But Gwen, that's a lot of percent health and max health damage right there.
Yes,
So
yes.
gonna be sticking him down. A really interesting pick to just they kind of just went with it too, There wasn't really a lot of hesitation or trying to cycle through anything. They're like, this is our game plan, we're sticking to it. And also, yeah, that Trundle, talking about it being in support, but it can also be a pretty good flex as well. If they do want to do it straight into the jungle. As the next wave of the bans come out, taking off Aatrox and Lucian off the table for Trance Tyrants, and LeBlanc getting taken off the table for Urgottem.
I don't know if I
Okay.
would have banned the LeBlanc.
Yeah.
It's probably like a target man for sure. But the thing is, I don't know if LeBlanc Trundle is the best 2v2 in the world. Maybe you got him just doesn't want to play against the LeBlanc, and that champion is super annoying, can just kind of burst you out mid game and then just back out without pretty much any counterplay unless you have the Leona. So Graves being taken off, target ban against Evil Eyes. That guy plays a lot of Graves. I believe this is his most played jungler this season. And I don't necessarily know if that was the right ban because the Trundle is locked in. Maybe they think the Trundle can be flexed to support. Maybe they are afraid of that flex power that Trundle has and just the ability to interrupt Lancers with the
Oh,
Xin Zhao being bad. So it is Trundle support.
oh
You were
man.
right, beautiful.
Oh man, look at that. They got the best of both worlds. See, I was afraid that they had just picked it for that support role on the early interim. So with them being able to pick up the Trundle and the Xin Zhao, that actually does put Urgottem in a very interesting spot because that's a lot of catch potential. You have the
Oh,
Trundle pillar blocking your escape whenever Xin Zhao wants to jump in and get a guaranteed attack.
oh,
And Urgottem,
Jarvan.
they're going to respond to the Jarvan. Okay, so seeing that pick up, I mean, yeah, it makes sense here. Go add the Demacian standard to help with the attack speed boost for the Gwen as well as helping out Varus. Whichever build he wants to go, he's still going to benefit from that greatly. And it's just we have been seeing him rise in popularity since those buffs that he got, and it's done pretty well for himself. I think the young king has, and the Silas for the pickup to round up the composition. That's actually kind of terrifying. That's some good ults to steal, and especially getting that Trundle ult, stealing it, taking away those resistances and whatnot. and the
Oh,
health
being
of
able to
Tom
melt the Tahm
Kench.
Kench, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I mean,
that's
also
that,
the
that's pretty
Xin
good.
ulti is really nice, right?
Yep.
Makes him literally invulnerable. I think the Silas is a
Right.
really good pick into this.
Yeah.
I have issues with Jarvan. It's not necessarily the champion, but into Trance Tyrant's composition, right? They have an
Mm,
Ezreal,
yeah.
a Tahm Kench, a
Yeah.
Xin Zhao. Like, they have all these champions that can just get out of your Cataclysm immediately, right? Obviously, they need to save their cooldowns and abilities, but the Rise on top of that, it just they could just teleport out if they really, really need to. I don't think they'll be able to just because of the follow-up CC that comes in, but I'm gonna see how this Jarvan, ults and who he ults, because the Ezreal's not gonna be a good ult
No.
target. The Xin Zhao won't be a good ult target because he can just
No.
dash away or he can just R you out. It's either the Trundle, possibly the Tahm Kench if you have some follow-up CC, but even Tahm Kench is too tanky. It's Rise in the early game, or it's either just Rise or Trundle every time. And then if you Cataclysm Trundle, he'll most likely just subjugate your Thresh or your Jarvan and steal some resistance and be super, super tanky. The Silas pick is very nice, though. It allows him to
Yeah.
steal different ultimates, like you said, and allows him to play accordingly, right? If he steals a Rise ultimate, you pour it in onto somebody. If he steals the Xin Zhao ultimate, he can just go in 1v5 or 1v4 and get all his damage out and separate everybody. So I'm going to really see how Regent plays this mid lane matchup against Silas. But I still think the marquee matchup for me, and now it's even more important, is that Legans will have to go against, well, we'll be playing in my opinion, a less stronger or weaker jungler against
Mhm.
the Xin Zhao, who's been, like you said, the Holy Trinity in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of would have liked him to go for the Diana over the
Yes.
Jarvan with that being still being up. But it's still a respectable ban. The early game pressure, and we'll be able to provide, that we always talk about the level 2 Jarvan gank, the level 2 Zen gank. Definitely both are possible and wanting to snowball their lanes to get them ahead. Later, the game goes. You're right, though. Target selection will be key, as so many of the champions will be able to just jump out of the Cataclysm and make his life pretty boring. So, with that being said, Shibby, this is an interesting game one. We only get it's a best of 2 series. So,
Yeah, I think every game counts, right? The best of two.
every game counts.
Yeah, the tie system kind of throws it for a loop, right? Because you have to, if you win 2-0, you can, look to guarantee some of your seeding in the first 2 weeks, right? If you go 1-1, then it's kind of in the hands of other people. So I definitely hope these teams, and I know they will, take these games super, super seriously as we get into the, client draft and the, obviously the game spectator today. But just based off these two compositions, I mean, what are you leaning more towards? I know who I like, but I just want to know, maybe you have a different take, or if if you can see an angle that I'm not seeing.
Right. So Trance Tyrants, I did like their composition. How it's pretty, I would say, pick heavy. Is like they have a lot of single target damage. They don't have a bunch of AoE targeting. They can single somebody out real well. I will give them that. Tom Kinch going in, Xin Zhao jumping onto somebody, Trundle, Ezreal. It's a really solid. You see this guy, he will die type composition. Whereas on the side of Urgottem, they have a little bit of flexibility with the amount of selection they can do. It's still very much single target heavy, as that has been a lot of the name of the game recently. But with that Varus giving you a broader spectrum of damage, hail of arrows, etc. Silas has decent team fight damage. Also, being able to steal ultimates is really good. It seems pretty even on paper, but I do think Trance Tyrants take it just a bit with the Rise portal, being able to realm warp wherever they want, in or out of fights. Tom Kinch as well with his Abyssal Dive or with his Swallow. They have a little bit more wiggle room, whereas Urgottem just seems very much a one direction composition. Trans Tyrants, they have a few directions they can go in.
Yeah, and so we do have the same opinion. I gave Trance Titans the slight edge in composition. Now, Trance Titans is the number 2 team, and obviously Urgottem is the number 1 team. But at this level, at these brackets, these two teams are super, super close, right? It's a famous saying I hear in the NFL, NBA, everybody's good. Everybody that's in this top 4, everybody's good. It's not that, if this team's number 2, this team's number 1, oh, there's a huge, huge gap, right? So
Right.
when it comes down, it just comes down to who plays better that day, execution of compositions, and although Trans Tyrants obviously is a little harder to execute because they have to pick and choose who they pick off. They have to not make sure they don't get baited, right? I mean, if Thresh is looking juicy, but then you have a whole team behind you ready to just Varus ult you, Silas ult you, Cataclysm coming down. I mean, you could get baited and you can just give your life for an objective. So they definitely have to play the map better, I think, than Urgottem. While Urgottem can just go to these objectives, they can go to these, team fight based, if we go to the NA Ram mid, or we go to the Baron Pit, or the Dragon River, right? They can kind of just run at you one go. If Saidesu hits a hook, if Jarvan lands a really good Cataclysm, and if Callum Coy's feeling adventurous, he flash Chain of Corruption. I mean, that guy should be dead, right?
Yeah.
And that team fight should be won before Trance even gets to return any damage off. And I like the point that you made with the single target damage, right? The Mystic Shot, the Xin Zhao, the Tom Kench. They don't really have a lot of AoE other than this Ryze, who plays really well into these melee heavy team comps, right? With the Gwen, the Jarvan, the Sylas. But it's going to take a little bit for Ryze to ramp up. He still has to get the Everfrost, the Seraph's Embrace, and possibly even the Void Staff or Rabadon's Deathcap before he really starts doing a ton of damage.
Yeah, that's one of the other things. Like when you look at two compositions that are very close in nature and very close with what they want to do, you take a look at, the scaling. How does it going to work? Who's going to come online faster? So that's one thing to keep in mind. With that being said, both teams, they're ready. They have their compositions locked in. They have their summoner spells chosen. We're going to take a small break, let everybody load into the game. And when we get back, we will be in store for game one between Urgottem Evolve versus Trance Tyrants. We'll be right back.
Welcome, everybody. Oh, go for it.
I got it. No. You're doing so well. I got you. I believe in you. I should probably okay. Background music. That's all.
Okay, the background music is coming in. Welcome, everybody, to the Aegis Vanguard League Week 1 play-ins. Trance Tyrants versus Urgottem Evolve. This is the play-ins. It's the best of 2. And we already see an invade coming out from the Trance Tyrant boys. Nothing is left out on the table. Usually on these week 1s as duels, getting some cheeky Mystic Shots in return damage. But usually on the game 1's beautiful. Both of these teams, or most of the teams, just go for a standard 5-point defense. Very interesting to see that, Trance Tyrants was coming out the gate hot with the, 4-man invade in the top side.
Oh, yeah. Usually, the game 1, everybody likes to chill out for a minute, like they don't want to give everything away all at once. But this is play-ins, man. You got to take some risks, you got to get those points. As we do, have the second seed going up against the first seed from their respective divisions. And I'm going to be honest. If I was Urgottem, I would not want to dive headfirst into this Trance Tyrant squad either, because diving into a Tom Kench, it's kind of annoying, especially with the Trundle, if he just wants to start pillar or what have you.
Is this a late invade coming out
yeah,
from Trance Tyrants? Urgottem's gonna have to leave this. It's Trundle, Ezreal, and Xin Zhao. They're gonna win this 1v level 1 because it's Jarvan. Assuming that he goes that standard clear, Jarvan most likely starts his flag, which is the E.
Right.
So he's gonna have to possibly go for this deal. Just leave it, Legans. Leave it. Bro, just leave it and split it top side. Go split the jungle, top half and bottom half, because that's what you have to do here. Unless he's actually going to try to go for the steal and push them off. Bot lane is actually losing a lot of CS. I think they're actually successfully pushed off.
Wow, look at all of that. And in the mid lane, though, here's the thing. There's the level 1 gank. Yeah, Wounds went ahead and burned the Ignite for that. I don't believe that the Ryze was in position to follow up on that correctly. A little bit of miscommunication on their part, so that's already a summoner spell disadvantage for Trance Tyrants. I saw the idea what they're going for. It's a very cheeky one.
That.
Yeah.
Oh, Jarvan's here, the level 2 gank. He's gonna have to flash.
Level 2 Jarvan, baby. There's the flash, flag, and dragon. First blood. See, things that should not happen, but definitely did happen. That is one of those things right there. As, the miscommunication, the mistimings, and it was just... interesting choices on the parts of the Tyrants. Maybe they are just in a little bit over their head, but that's first blood going over to Urgottem that you didn't expect them to grab.
I just trying to figure out why Ryze didn't end up flashing that. I mean, maybe he thought he could get the kill onto Sylas. So I saw him trying to turn on the Sylas. He said, okay, I'm trying to make this a 1-for-1. But he didn't even flash forward. He just kind of accepted his death. Maybe he was afraid that, Jarvan would follow flash, or maybe if Sylas would follow flash. But I think once you flash over that wall onto that mid-river, you're relatively safe, in my opinion. Xin Zhao would possibly be pathing up there. But that first blood goes over to Jarvan after an interesting turn of events. The failed invade from Trance Tyrants into the, first blood for Jarvan, and now he's gonna pick up this crab on his timing. He's going for he looks like he went for a full clear on, no, he just went buff, gank, and he got level 3, and then now he's going for the scuttle.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and grab that scuttle too. His buff scuttle, it works for Jarvan, He has to have a few adaptations to his jungle pathing since he is back now, and there are some, other fish in the jungle, but this mid lane still skirmishes, yeah. It's interesting roams. So Saidesu showed up for his mid laner, whereas, Zhao decided to pop in. And Wounds is just now roaming up top, making sure that he can get this Rift Scuttle for himself.
They're going to take Jarvan's jungle, though, right?
Yeah, but there will be a ward there. Definitely, see that cheeky ward that they put in the Raptor camp? Regent did, so they will know. So Legends does know at least that Evil Eyes is there. Regent's gonna come down. There's the
Thresh is roamed up.
Another
kill.
Flash in that
Regent.
onto a Raptor, but he will be able to get the flay back. There's Evil Eyes ignited. He's running down. He can get to that.
Get this. Yep.
Oh, just the tip of the spear that will give Legends another kill over. And 4-0, I say that as we're getting the zoom in on Legends. Callum Coy gets the solo bolo.
Cal got the kill in the bottom lane. We didn't even get to see it. Most likely, he just kind of caught him rotating at one.
Hold on. Speaking of things we didn't get to see,
Silas dies as well into the mid lane. So that little advantage that he may have had, it looks like Ryze is just going to pick that back up. The TP comes burning out from Silas here. A lot of shenanigans happening in this week 1 game.
A lot of shenanigans. Yeah, they're still fighting. Wait, Wounds is going for this. Once again, burns the Ignite. He is very fine with burning that cooldown as soon as it comes up. Not sure that that's a good thing or a bad thing. In this case, kind of a bad thing. Not really landing with those. But yeah, just kills left and right. Urgottem firmly in the lead, though, with about 2k up, let's say. Yeah, and oh, man. Translators need to tighten up ship, or this is going to be a very quick game 1.
Yeah, they're going for stuff that necessarily isn't guaranteed. Ryze didn't even have the shove on Silas. That Raptor ward was actually so crucial, right? Like you said, it was such a nice ward being dropped. I'm unsure who dropped it or who called for the drop, but it's really good on Jarvan because he probably knows his camps are getting invaded, right? If the other jungler, Evil Eyes, is smart, which he is, he recognized that Jarvan went buff into gank, into as the Elite is coming out onto Gwen. He might just get soloed.
He might be dead here. One hit.
You don't want this, Jarvan.
Yes, go get that kill. Double thick skin. Wait, hold on. There's no way it was on cooldown. So Legends will get the kill, but in the mid lane, Good Wolfer fan will get another kill onto Regent. Shibby, what's going on? Are they clicking their keys right, man? Because that should not have been a kill turn back over.
I'm going to be honest. I really don't know what's happening. It's just kind of like maybe nervous, maybe first game, rust. I'm not sure, but I definitely feel like the thick skin wasn't on cooldown. Maybe we didn't see it in that top lane exchange because we did come to it late. I was definitely expecting the Grey Shield popping and for Legans to not get any kills. In the mid lane as well, though, no stuns. They 3-manned it as well. We already saw Wounds ready to roam super early. And just, like you said, throw the Ignite down, throw the Pillar down. Pillar is such a disruptive ability, like you said, and it just allows Ryze to set up a lot of his CC, right? The EW, Q combo that he wants, like, the root, everything like that. I mean, we didn't really touch on it, but Pillar just, allows both Ryze, Zhao, and Tahm Kench to get all of their CC down as Tahm Kench. I say no, but I've seen him 1v2. I've seen him 1v2
he has no cataclysm. He has no way to evade the cataclysm. He did burn the flash. He's gonna walk this one out. He does have the great health. Will he pop it in time? He does. They can continue the chase. Wait, he's in tower rage? Okay.
See how scary that is against the Tahm Kench, where he burns flash, burns W, can still walk everything out, even though he burns Cataclysm and the Gwen, like all the Gwen abilities, his Wounds. He's playing second jungler here, man. I feel like
he is.
Wounds. There's been no proximity towards his bottom lane. I don't think I've seen Thresh and Trundle in the bottom lane past level 3.
Right, yeah, and it's, I mean, you understand that for Duel, because, it is Ezreal. He does have a easier time of staying alive by himself and not being caught out, even though he did give up that 1v1 to Callum earlier. But you don't really see Varus being left alone all the time, because he is very prone to gank.
The dash is out from Gwen. She might be dead here.
Yep, decided to go Ghost, did player number 6 as well.
Stick 'em, and eat 'em right.
Goyd Wolf are on a killing spree. We were talking about the similarities in composition with these single pick out target types. It's and who gets to scale first, and that will be the sign of who will be able to take up the advantage. And look, it's pre 10 minutes, and Rise already has 3 kills. That's kind of terrifying. And I think that's something Urgottem needs to start worrying about on their side if they're going to take this game.
Yeah, and the Everfrost build that Rise usually goes provides so much value, especially into Urgottem's composition, right? The Gwen, the Jarvan, the Sylas, they all want to get into melee range. So once you Everfrost 1 or 2 of them up, you kind of stuff their engage a bit. And I'm going to be honest, I'm more afraid of a 3-kill Rise than I am of a 3-kill Jarvan. I'm just going to be flat out. That Rise doesn't start hitting like a dump truck, right? But
yeah.
Jarvan, yeah, he has that early game damage, possibly going that Gore Drinker Starex build that we see all the other junglers go, but after 2-3 items, Jarvan's kind of just an ult bot, right? He doesn't really provide anything too crazy to the team. He can provide some tankiness, but like I said, Rise is just much more scary.
I mean, yeah, but you have to remember, cast your mind back to last week when we did have, those games, and who was 3-kill Jarvan up in the early game that kind of snowballed his team to victory? Yeah, that definitely happened.
No, for sure, right?
We have to watch out for that, but I definitely do agree with you that Rise being on 3 kills is very, very scary to deal with in terms of map pressure and damage, because his items are a little bit cheaper. He'll be able to grab them and provide more agency. But yeah, Trance Tyrants are in a very good spot right now with the way their kills are allocated. But I don't think we need to count Urgottem out quite just yet, because Leggins, oh my god, he'll do something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he can definitely try to burst out Rise before anything, before Rise can pick up possibly a Zanya's or any other resistances. Urgottem does have that, slight gold lead, about a 700 gold lead, and I think the blue handoff went to Rise. I didn't actually get to catch that as it panned over. It was really quick. But we haven't seen either of these teams, really fight for any of these dragons. Trance Tyrants are just able to pick up the Infernal Drake when it spawned and without really much resistance. We're going to see if Urgottem's going to be willing to fight them on the Cloud Drake. As
that's unfortunate. Side Essence gets caught out.
Oh, the pillar
pushes him away, not towards him like he would have wanted. So he'll be able to get out of that, only having to burn the flash. And yeah, that was a good bit committed. Trance Tyrants,
summoner spell though.
Yeah, very crucial summoner spells. But that catch potential that we were talking about, it's scary to just walk in your own jungle as they're spread out everywhere. Evilize is here with Herald in hand, hasn't dropped it yet, pressuring this bot side turret, as this is the first time all game, I believe, that both supports have been in bot lane. As the dive is coming in, Hidden Corruption does land onto Evilize, does take 2 tower shots, has not dropped the Herald yet. The TP is burned. It is Goyd Wolfer fan, so it's a 4v3 situation. No wave for Trance Tyrants to push up with. They do have Herald still in the pocket, so they can wait for this wave, drop down the Herald, and try and get something on this, but it looks like that Evilize is, knowing he's super low, he's going to go ahead and back. But keep in mind that order,
up.
Yeah, the timers are a little bit desynced here.
Yeah, just now we see Xin Zhao and Jarvan on relatively the same items. Jarvan does have the plated steel caps over Xin, but other than that, these guys' items are pretty similar, right? They have the Iron Spike, they have the Phage, they're ready, as Regen is just getting boxed up right now by Rise.
Oh man, where are the beads? Where's your beads? Need that extra defense for Regent. Might want to opt into that early Banshee's Veils. A lot of mages and anti-mages were doing on the previous patches. Verdant Barrier is still a very cost-efficient item. It's the same as if you were laning against an AD threat and you just built an early Seekers. Buying an early Verdant is still a very viable option as you get that scaling magic resist per minion kill. I'd like to see Regent, form some adaptation, as he isn't down in CS, but the damage he is taking is very troublesome, as he could get popped and be out of a fight that Trance Tyrants would want to start at any moment.
Yeah, well, also the dragon coming up right there in the 10 seconds. Regen took that trade. He was half health. He can't enter that fight anymore. Any fight that Urgottem wanted to take at that dragon was immediately nullified for the fact that Regent got, essentially half health, if not 60% down all the as a top lane fight comes in, and that's the frog. Misses the Q.
Oh, he missed it. Koic, definitely not what you want to do. That Abyssal dive is a very long cooldown, and he's going to pay for it as he does get it out. He does flash as well, but flash Cataclysm. Oh, the TP, the Realm Warp is here. The boys are back in town. Player number 6 will get the kill on the Koek. He's trying to snip and dash away. Very speedy Gwen. Ghost has been popped. The clutch Lantern Shield from Side Desu, as that will be a shutdown for going to Wolfer Fan onto
You're going in?
Yo, they're still going back
in. Pillar?
Yep. Yuns is here. He has a perfect point for a pillar. Looking for it. Does get it. Blocks their escape. Massive damage coming outside. That's who's still alive. Wait a minute. Reese gets the healing and gets the kill. Back into it. Wounds will kill Side Desu in the end, but will trade his life. It's player number 6. TP's back in the lane. Gets a kill. Backs, TP's, gets another one. The man is going crazy as he will be able to immune some damage. Go ahead, Wolfer Fan. The 1v1 versus player number 6. Oh, wow. That was, yeah, a 2 for 3 overall. Very good trades. Top lane, man. That was a 6-man tag match if I've ever seen one.
I mean, the fact that player number 6, TP's right back in as Regent might be in trouble as Koek misses the Abyssal Dive or Regent dodges it, but I don't think you want that 1v1 Regent. You gotta dash out right now.
He can stick
He's gonna get licked.
Oh, okay. He's looking for a tongue lashing, but no, won't be able to stun him up. Koek opting to go into the middle lane, just putting some pressure onto that tower. As I know Second Herald should be live around now.
Yeah, Second Herald should be coming up very soon if it's not up right now, like you said. Not the best objective to take, but if you really have nothing else to take, like in this case, right, it'll be really good if you're the team that has possibly a tempo swing or a more powerful team fight at the moment. Just take that Herald, possibly crack open the mid lane if you win a team fight. I mean, this Herald can definitely get you a lot more value depending on how it's used or when it's used, right? If you win a big team fight, if the guy holding the Herald is alive, right, you can also send, the Herald top lane when Dragon's coming up, and so somebody has to answer that. If you guys are keeping track of TP timers, you'll know that Gwen's is down and that Silas is up, so you can send Silas possibly to top lane, get a kill, but they're actually still sending mid lane.
Oh, they're gonna fight. Oh, they're gonna fight as the Crescent Guard goes away, equalizes to kill the Leggings. The tower will go down in the interim, but here is player number 6, full health, full mana, the regular rock, and he will get himself a kill. Shutdowns galore as Regent will get the shutdown onto Go Ahead Wolfer Fan. It was a good play. Trance Tyrants does get the turret and the first turret bonus gold, but they lose 2 in response as Urgottem collapse, managing to get something up to shore up this lead.
Yeah, and you just pan to this bottom lane. It's just Ezreal and Varus just hanging out, chilling down there, while the rest of the map is fighting everywhere, right? It feels like the priorities have switched, right? I remember thinking top lane was the lane where you watch the whole map, kind of burn on this other side, but now it's just Ezreal and Varus looking onwards onto the rift and saying, well, I guess there's stuff happening. I guess we should just farm here. Both ADCs do really good in scaling, I think. It looks like Varus is actually going the on-hit with the shield. He's not going for that poke build. His piercing arrows are still going to hit pretty hard. Obviously, it's not going to hit as hard as the lethality version of Varus or the Eclipse version. But, I mean, having on-it here, especially into a Tom Kench, into a Rise, to a Trundle, you may actually have more value if you can go that tank shredding kind of build where you see maybe possibly the Gwynsos, the Bork, or, even some other on-it item that's very good, possibly the Wit's End into this Rise. So we're gonna see how this itemization works out. I don't hate it. I think both versions of Varus are very good. I don't think one is necessarily objectively better given the situation. Oh, he almost steals the blue.
Yeah, almost stole the blue. Yeah, both teams are going to be rallying around those bot fighters. Dragon number 3 is spawning in 10 seconds here. Chain of Corruption does come out and a land. Oh my god, the Death Sentence puts wounds right to the gray screen.
Well, that's fine. That fight's done.
That's it. That fight's over with. Yeah, Trance doesn't want any part of that. Oh my god, that was such great timing on the side of Urgottem. Just chain into death. And that's exactly what you want to see. That's the threat we were talking about with Urgottem with this composition, throwing the chain of corruption down rather, and then Side Desu with the Warden Shades himself were able to they can take out anybody off of the fight if they collapse quick enough, because they definitely have the damage to do so.
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier, right? Positioning, getting baited. In this case, the positioning on Wounds was a little bit aggressive, right? Walking in, face checking into that river. The moment he was seeing Kalimkor ulted, and then Side Desu hit the hook, and that guy was just dead. Wasn't even a lot of subjugate. We see the pillar coming down onto Gwen.
Oh man, this mid lane tower.
Is that a dive?
It is a dive. Reach it, thinking he can do it. The healing is there with the double rings, but no, he will get shut down. Hey, look at that. They still have an 80 carry, and Duel is pretty good on this. Ezreal manages to pick up the kill. The chase is still on. The pillar pushing him back into everything.
That's not Baron yet.
Oh man. So that's 2 down in response for Trance Tyrants. They're a small bit behind, but they are keeping this game relatively even as they're just trading back and forth kills.
Yeah, you would have loved to see an objective being popped up. Unfortunately, those deaths, although they're bad, they're not the worst, right? Baron isn't up, Dragon just got taken, so all we can really do on the side of Trance Tyrants is, as the dive is coming out, that's still a 4v2. I don't know if you want to TP into that.
Oh, no, they are, but it's a double TP, baby. That's 3v4 situation as the tower's playing the 4th man on the side of Urgottem, and it's doing dividends. So much damage. There's a shutdown going. 4 wounds. Callum Coy will get a kill under.
Coy.
Before he goes down.
Rise is still healthy here.
Still healthy, but that healing from Silas but the sidestep is there. He can't get it. Oh, dash back in, gets healing, but will go down by Koic in the end. It's a 3-for-1 situation. Trance Tyrants are advancing forward. Trance Tyrants are going to get the kills, they're going to get the resets. The pillar does try to dissuade them, but no.
Another dive!
They can go for another dive. The wave is almost there. They're going to wait for it. They're just flashing, showing the masteries off, is diving forward. There's a needlework. Will they do it? Yes, player number 6! Player number 6 gets a double kill with another shutdown for Urgottem. That's that Gwyn damage healing. Riftmaker OP, baby.
Riftmaker OP. The portable Zinzao ultimate is even more OP. A lot of Rise's damage got negated. The Ezreal E'd in and still died. Oh my god, the ability into Zanya's is the most OP. And you saw Koic. He's like, do I want a piece of this? And he's like, nah, I'm out of here. Tom Kench left Abyssal Voyage out of there. So what looked like a good play for Trance Tyrants, they just throw it away immediately. And the gold is pretty much even, right? 200 gold for Urgottem Academy. But that tempo swing, right? 2 people die on the side of Trance Tyrants. The Baron is being taken by Urgottem Academy. Ezreal does come out. They sniff it out. Evil Eyes knows it's being taken, but what can he do? What can he do?
Half health is dropping real fast. Evil Eyes does have the ultimate. He can jump in, looking for the pressing guard. No, doesn't drop it in time. But here's the reset. Here's the turn. As Trance Tyrants are here trying to pump out the damage as much as they can. But player number 6 is in the mix, and he is doing all the damage he can. Callum Coy is going to get the kill on the Evil Eyes as Regent jumps in the mix, trying to get the healing off. Is taken down a little bit. Double rings will heal him back up, and Leggins will get the kill on the Gloyd Wolfer fan. So yes, Urgottem does get the Baron and manage to get 4 kills off of the back of that, only losing their support. That is a win-win situation if I have seen one should be, and now this game is definitely turned back on its head with Urgottem still in the lead.
I cast her curse. I said the gold was pretty much even, and Urgottem's like, wait, hold up. It's not. I promise you, we're about to take this Baron. And a really decisive call, right? They understood that both Rise and Ezreal coming back from base, the only people that could try to contest it is Evil Eyes for that 1v1 or that 1v1 Baron steal, but that's all, right? That's all you could try to do. Misses the smite or doesn't hit it, the 50-50. Urgottem gets the Baron, they get a little bit of stats extra, and when they take this ensuing fight, Duel wasn't even there for a lot of that damage. It was just Gloyd Wolfer, right? He was just there pumping out as much damage as he could. Has the Everfrost Zanya, so doesn't really have as much damage as I'd like to see. Didn't upgrade into Seraphine first, took the more defensive utility route, also built the Oblivion Orb for whatever healing comes out from Gwen and Silas, which, look, if I saw those past 2-3 fights, yeah, I'd probably pick
that was a lot of healing, yeah. Yeah, that was, oh my god, this is the decisiveness to get onto that. Like you were talking about, very good discipline for Urgottem. They burst the thing wide open, and that on-hit build from Callum is so potent now with the shield bow and the Wit's End. And the Zergreaves, the Vanish is attacking like a mile a minute, almost breaking that attack speed cap. And the siege power from Urgottem as the death sentence comes in. Doesn't quite get the kill off, yes, but yes, Koic will drop down. Is jumping back in with the Hollow Mist, player number 6, legendary. Gwen's still strong, guys, I promise you. Just because she dropped a little bit in priority doesn't mean she's still not strong. She's storing up now, and now they're walking straight over to what looks like to be the second Ocean Drake of the game for Urgottem. Trance Tyrants had the 2 unique drags, but right now all the Oceans are going the way of Urgottem. That's definitely something you don't want the Gwen and the Jarvan to have.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if they get this Ocean Soul, Silas, Gwen, Jarvan, all these guys that can heal a lot with the Conqueror and the innate healing built in, as we see, Gwen also went for a pretty interesting build. Usually you see the Riftmaker into Nashor's or Nashor's into Riftmaker, but she's actually foregone the Nashor's completely. Instead going Riftmaker, Zhonya's Morello, just making her that much harder to kill, right? With the lifesteal or the Omnivamp, the Zhonya's armor, the Morello health, I mean the Merc treads as well. I mean, this is one very, very hard to kill Gwen, and itemizing perfectly against all the CC and pretty much the magic damage is going to come out from Ryze, because if I'm itemizing properly, I'm not really afraid of the Ezreal too much. I'm more afraid of that Ryze just hitting EQ on it.
Right, yeah, that damage from Ryze is very scary. Itemizing
the 1v1 possibly here.
No, never 1v1 when you're against the Ryze and the TP team, baby. As the new work is coming out, so let's speak too soon. It's a 3v4 situation. Quickly to a 4v4. Chain of Corruption does land. Death Sentence boxes down. In a bad spot. He does get the Subjugate off. Flashes out. Still has the Ignite. Another TP back in from Regent. Does get the passive, the active off rather.
Looks like Urgottem is actually on the backside of this.
Yes.
Talon Koi!
Oh, duel! That damage! That Ezreal damage, man. The Muramana is all the way online, so his autos are doing.
They're going? Are they out here? They're teleporting.
They are, but no, they're back in it. They're stickiness from Trance Tyrants as the Ezreal does come down. Everybody's looking low health bars. He's not dead. Player number 6 is back to full health already. Leggett managed to heal up with that shield on the backside of that. Duel does get the shutdown. Here's Region though, getting back to Evil Eyes, jumping in. EQ combo getting on the 3. There's another shutdown. Duel's untouched. Duel's on the side. There's player number 6 trying to jump onto him. Will snip, jump in and get the kill. Koic is there. Triple kill on the backside though. Region is doing work. Signaling everybody out.
Is that a Penta? No, it's a Quadra.
No. Quadra kill. Penta denied. Player number 6 says, hey, this is my game. I guess I can give you some kills, but I'm the star here. As that fight was just kited so well. We were talking about the healing that Urgottem was able to do a few fights ago, and it rears its head again in this team fight. Duel was all the damage for his team. He managed to get 3 kills, I believe, in that last fight. 2 kills in that last fight, all by himself as he was kiting around, jumping around. No one was able to get on him. But the moment that player number 6 saw him, locked it, target lock on, that Gwen is not getting off you. Burn the Ghost, able to jump around with the snip, has the cooldowns, and it's a multi-threat team versus only maybe a 2-threat team on the side of Trance Tyrants. Is Urgottem. They have firmly put themselves in the lead.
7,000 gold ahead, and not even 5 minutes ago, right? We were saying, oh, the gold's even. It's only 35 to 35, and then the Baron comes out. Those kind of 2-3 fights that happen, and player number 6's TPs have been phenomenal, right? He goes in the fight, gets super low, backs out, has the TP up, backs, gets the TP, TPs into the fight again. That's happening because these fights are getting dragged out so long because of the silence, because of the Ryze, because of the Tahm Kench. He just comes back in full health, essentially, negating all the damage that you did, is able to, like you said, snip in, use ultimate, get the hollowed mist, like you said, and just wreak havoc onto the enemy team. Yeah, we saw Silas pick up 4 kills, but a lot of that damage is coming out.
Yeah, it's so important. Like, now you do see more Grievous Wounds being built on the side of Trance Tyrants, multiple Bramble Vest, the Melanomicon completed. Very sneaky Bush. Does not get who they want though, so that's a cooldown burned as Chain of Corruption does go down on the Koic. He can take a lot of
He can't move! That guy can't move!
Can't move, cannot do anything as 2 kills over real quick. That's so much damage. Like, Koic is a big fish, yes, but he can get popped real quick, as evidence as this is Urgottem knocked on the door, jumping in. Cataclysm goes in, shut down from Evil Eyes on the Legend, but Callum is untouched on the backside. Duel has the damage though. He is also untouched. Can they win this? Can they win this? Arcane shifts forward, gets caught by the Ascendants. Managed to get the kill. Oh, I told you this damage is there, and he also there's the is that a Cerelia's Grudge in his inventory? Yeah, so that's that itemization we're talking about, baby. Duel trying to put this in his hand, put the carry pants on, tighten that belt extra tight, as he does not want to lose his first game.
Yeah, Duel being the hero of that fight. I mean, pretty much just going untouched, right?
Dragon's up in 5 seconds.
Dragon is up in 5 seconds. This will Trance Tyrants on the soul point if they take this, which is very, very nice. Delaying that Ocean Soul for Urgottem and also picking up an Ocean Dragon for themselves. A very late Ocean Soul coming in for either team. If Urgottem takes it, that's another 5-10 minutes. If Trance Tyrants takes it, it's still at like the 33-minute mark. So very late, but very heads-up play from the side of Trance Tyrants to take that dragon while it is up. Baron is up as well. So this next team fight that happens, whoever comes out on top, if it's not a clean like 4-for-4 or 3-for-3 or 3-for-2, you better believe that that's the game-ending fight, right? As they actually are just starting Baron up.
Yeah, they knew the rotation from Trance Tyrants was not theirs. Wounds is the only person in the vicinity. They have some inkling. They had to have known their rotation was not going to go unanswered as Urgottem's there, and that's another Baron. Baron number 2 going the way of Urgottem evolved as Trance Tyrants didn't make the correct rotations after getting that dragon, I feel, and this giving another advantage. Yeah, they just back, but that's another advantage going over to Urgottem. The gold lead is still theirs, and they're going to go ahead and back and reset and get some of the standing gold off. And we're talking about the win conditions for Trance Tyrants right now. We're talking about how Duel is, playing the carry. He built the Executioner's Calling now in his pocket, so he wants to take all this, literally get in the carry bus. He's the driver, as the rest of his team, they have to keep him alive. It's protect the president now, because the man is really trying to do everything he can to make sure he gets his victory, but it's going to be extremely difficult for him and him alone to get the kills off. Goyd Wolferfan does have a decent amount of damage on this Rise build, but he gets popped fast, like just as fast, and it's really difficult right now for Trance Tyrants to force a fight, to start a fight. If they can kite it back and answer, like counterpunch it, sure, that's good, all fine and dandy, but that's only going to work for so long, especially when you have both Regent and player number 6 able to jump in on you and just stick to you so heavily.
They're about 10,000 though, right? 9,000 ahead for Urgottem. I don't know if Duel can, oh my god, he's just keying in. That guy's dead.
Ooh, the Sterix, as he goes back in, does burn the stopwatch, finds time for the rest of his team. He will die, not able to pop the Cataclysm on launch. Player number 6 on the backside. I'm watching, baby. He is doing work. He's got his Boost Wave 2s on, stepping around, flashing backwards, does burn the Arcane Shift. Managed to get one kill, but the rest of his team is falling in front of him. He's not able to do it all by himself. His player number 6 is in there. Wounds is very low. It's a one-man show for Trance Tyrants, but they can't do it all by themselves. Duel does have a lot of damage, but he doesn't have enough damage to take out the whole team, as Urgottem's gonna take these turrets with this Baron up wave that they have, and this Baron up player number 6 that they have. They are looking for the end. 4v3 situation. True Shot Barrage comes out. We'll get stuck up. Everfrosted. Regent takes a big chunk of damage. Yeah, Lantern's out. Saidesu, being the great that he is, gonna get his Lantern buddy in safety. 2 inhibs were taken though off of that empowered Baron push. Like we were talking about the damage that Duel can pump out, but that's not enough compared to the massive amounts of damage that player number 6, that Regent and Callum Coy are dishing out on the other side of that for Urgottem.
Yeah, it just feels like it's not enough, right? They killed Legans up before he could even do anything. So it was essentially a 4v5 for Urgottem, and they still came out on top, right? They were able to burst out Koic, they were able to burst out Evil Eyes, like they're pretty much their tank line, right? I mean, Zinzao at this point in the game is essentially a tank, right? He's just trying to burst trying to get as much damage as he can out, possibly CC, negate damage if he possibly can for his carries, but yeah, it feels like Duel and Goydolf just cannot do enough damage, as we see finally the Lina Ziladrod is being picked up from Goydolf, so he's going to get that Seraph's Embrace coming in very soon, but Ezreal's kind of stuck on itemization. He picked up a Negatron Cloak and he picked up an Executioner's. He has to complete one of those items, either the Wit's End or possibly the Mortal Reminder, but until then, he can't really scale any harder until he gets a significant chunk of gold. Yeah, he did pick up the kill, I believe, onto Legans, but he's going to need a lot more farm, a lot more gold before he can free up an item slot, as the Seraphs does come out completed for Rise. So the final item probably is going to be that Rabadon's Death, right?
Yeah.
We see Urgottem just pushing in. Dragon coming up in about 20 seconds here. You have to believe Urgottem is going to get it.
Oh yeah, it's soul point for Trance Tyrants, but they're stuck in the base doing minion wave clear duty. Urgottem definitely knows this, and they're going to go for that. As player number 6 is so stacked right now, has the demonic embrace, has the extra needlessly large rod on top of that with the sorcery elixir. The man is just so strong right now. Like
She's so scary.
walking near that is you can feel the pressure as that was done before I could even finish my sentence. That's how much damage it's able to blitz that. Poor Ocean Drake. Might I just say, poor Ocean Drake. He's supposed to be mighty and fearsome and just literally gets sneezed on and dies. Oh my god.
Yeah, so much damage as well, and we see the itemization from Varus as well. It's looking very, very nice. That on hit with the shield bow, the wits, the twin soul, the Lord Dominic's, right? He's gonna do so much damage. It doesn't matter how tanky Tom Kench gets now because it feels like he's behind. I would have loved to see him possibly switch out his plated steel caps for the Mirth Treads because there's just so much CC, but I think he just values the auto attack reduction from Gwen and Varus too much. But I feel like Koic hasn't been really able to tank too much. It's just Koic dying, right? He tanks a little bit. And he's kind of just like, well, my job here is done, I think. And then it's just Duel and Void Wolf are just trying to carry the team on their back.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. Like, he actually hasn't upgraded into that Thornmail for about 10 minutes now that I think about it. The man hasn't been able to get that as he went through the Abyssal Mask.
It's pretty good into double AP. I don't hate it.
Double AP. Right. Don't hate it by any means, but he's been sitting on that, and we did know that Bramble did get nerfed, so it's not as powerful just on its own. You want to get to that Thornmail completion to actually have more agency with the ability, and same can be said for Wounds, but you know, he's playing support Trundle, so his income is extremely limited. As Baron is spawned, Trance Tyrants on the other side of the fence can't just trying to get in. Is Urgottem's blocking him in the middle jungle.
They need more scrying orbs. Rise has his up. They should be able to spot him out. Hopefully the TP is coming out. They know they're not on the Baron, so they know they're in the jungle for Trance Tyrants.
They're going. They're going.
They're gonna burn this down so quickly. That is the Varus on it. Oh my god, it's done. It's gone. It's gone. That was like a sub 10-second Baron?
Yeah, that was actually crazy. 35 minutes in. Third Baron, triple Ocean Drake. This is the march up mid for the victory, I feel, Shibby, as Urgottem. They want to go ahead and put the stamp on this first game.
Yeah, I would take this. Well, yeah, I would take this in-hit that's coming up and then also just switch over to top lane. I think just running down mid hasn't been actually as successful as they'd like it to be, as Duel and Void Wolf have kind of been going untouched, or they've been playing really well into these team fights. You kind of want to try to split them up and hopefully divide and conquer, as we see so much damage is coming out, right?
Yeah, he does. Duel does have the wits incompleted now, so that's a big chunk of damage and defensive stats for him on his side. Let's see if he can do this carry the fight. Let's see if he can find on the other side. Yes, sir. There's a dive in. Callum Coy, that on-hit bears damage, baby. Duel is alive. He's the last one alive as he's on the backside trying to fire in. He's on the away from his team, and it's him and Gold Wolfer. Only one drop on the side of Urgottem. That's Regent. They're super low. Misses the Everfrost proc, but that damage is crazy as they're going in. Duel's being singled out. There's no turret for him to fall behind. He's looking for the damage. Legacy doesn't get the kill. Duel is still alive. Duel is still alive. He does have maximum mana on. He's going for the damage, but no, gets jumped on. Can't quite get it, and that's the ace in the base to clear it for game one. Duel not quite unstoppable enough as he does go down. That's Urgottem Evolve taking this first game in the series between them and Trance Tyrants here in the first series of play-ins.
Man, that was a heart stopper of a game. Beautiful. We thought Duel could do it. He almost did it. I mean, we saw the WQ, the Mystic shots. Oh man, it was so close, but it just wasn't. You know, it wasn't enough. It was just too much of a stat difference, too much of a carry difference on the side of Urgottem, right? They still had the Gwen, they still had the Varus, they still had the Jarvan. It just wasn't enough. I feel like if Rise could have possibly gotten a kill on that back end before that final push, if Rise could have gotten one more kill, then maybe Duel would have been able to do it. But very good job from Urgottem. You know, that number one seed definitely showing their strength, playing around their lanes, and just the map movement and the decisiveness around these objectives have been so on point for Urgottem, right? 3 Barons taken. I think all 3 of them were pretty much taken under the nose of Trance Tyrants or off of really, really good macro play, right? It was very good. They understood how much damage they had. They understood the composition. They understood they could burn Baron in a very, very quick amount of time. And congrats to Urgottem for taking game one. We still have one more game in this best of two, or pool of twos, game that we have. So I think if they want to come back, Tyrants, I like the composition, but I don't think I was in love with the Trundle support.
Yeah, it looked good on paper, but once you get far behind on it, it doesn't really do much. It's one of those situations, one of those supports rather, that when you pick it, you need to stay ahead. You need to at least break even to let it have any sort of agency. Maxed out Trundle Pillar is still good. Like Ice Pillar is a maxed out ability, so much agency, does so many different things. But because of how far ahead Urgottem were with their composition, it really rendered them useless. Um, and you saw like Callum Coy was sitting comfortably away, like
Yeah,
from the fight, which was free firing and able to pump out so much damage with that Varus build that he did go. And it was
yeah,
so close. Like we were looking at Duel, he was pumping out as much damage as possible, but Goyd Wolfer was not able to supplement that on the other end. Muramana, Seraphs, Embrace. It's like, hey, which tier item can do the most damage? And it was definitely Duel in this case, but he just wasn't able to hard carry 1v9 this game. It just wasn't happening. Let's hope they can regroup for game two. Just bring it to a 1-1 scoreline. That's the best that they can hope for, as it is a best of two series. So with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and just cast it to a quick break, and when we get back, we will do game two between Urgottem Evolve and Trance Tyrants.
I'll let you take intro.
Hell yeah. Can I talk? Can I just talk to us for a second? Yes. Okay. So I just want to say that Duel had one of the best game one losing performances out of any AD carry I have seen this year, and that's a lot. So good job, sir. But anyway, I digress. We're gonna get into game two here between Trance Tyrants and Urgottem Evolved for game one of play-ins. Or week one of play-ins rather. And Chibi, what are the keys to victory for Trance here on what they should not do that they did in the last game?
I think for me, it's kind of insane to me that they left up Gwen for Urgottem, right? Player number 6's most played champion this season is Gwen, right? And they especially gave it into an advantageous matchup, right? Or I wouldn't say advantageous, but definitely one of Gwen's better matchups, as we've seen, gets picked into Tahm Kench a lot, right? Because of that single target damage, the invulnerability, the lifesteal just allows her to take these extended fights better than, some of these traditional tanks, or like the Renekton or the Gnar and stuff like that. So I'd love to see them possibly ban Gwen out, or not just pick Tahm Kench into Gwen, possibly pick something like the Irelia, which wasn't banned out. I think that champion is super, super strong right now. Even on this current patch, I think it's just insanely busted. They did ban out the Camille and the Thresh. They are going to ban the Zins out. They don't want to give it. That's an interesting ban. They're banning it on blue side. Usually red side is forced to ban Ziggs, Viego, or Zin, and then another, really strong laner, probably like I said, the Irelia, Rise, TF. If they want to play this more pick composition that, TTS had, instead of the Rise, I probably would like to see the TF and possibly ban the Sylas out. I think TF just allows for more of that, pick potential, allows you to get your lanes farther ahead. I think it would have been really nice onto somebody like an Immobile Varus, as TTS actually sneaks the Bard away from Urgottem, right? So Wounds plays quite a bit of Bard, right? Has 59 games, but really, Sidesu is the one that plays 441 games of it. So the risk of taking that champion away from somebody is that, they'll be able to say, okay, well, I play it so much, I know what counters it. I know what lane matchup counters it. But as we see, both of these supports, they weren't even in lane past minute 3. Past minute 3. After level 3, minute 3, they were just gone.
Yeah, and that might be the continuing trend, as it's going to be the Leona lock for Urgottem. And they're just showing, it's like, hey man, look, I know that champion. You won't play me at my game. Nah.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
it's a good pickup there. Just gonna be shadowing as much as they can, and we might just have a repeat of last game with them leaving their carries in the bot lane as Urgottem once again locks in the Varus with the Caitlyn.
Caitlyn did get buffed, I believe, slightly. I think in 11.16, if I remember correctly.
I want to say so. Yeah, just a slight buff.
I think she got 80 ratios, possibly attack speed as well.
Yeah, she
we're
also
gonna
got
see-
a release in Legends of Runeterra, and I'm going to build that deck 100%. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, interesting to pick up the Caitlyn with the
Lilia as well. So they possibly could be going for an 80 mid combo as well, possibly like a Lucian, the Irelia, like we mentioned. Caitlyn also has an interesting build path. I've been seeing a lot of the Dark Harvest Caitlyn that we've seen, right? With like the Duskblade, Lord Dominic's kind of this like one shot Caitlyn build, right?
Yeah.
Essentially where she QRs you or hits you really, really hard with like all of her abilities versus a more attack speed and critical dependent one, as LeBlanc does go through for Urgottem, right? I believe TTS.
Yeah, they banned it last game.
Yeah.
And that's a good pickup. Okay. So definitely
doesn't get the Zing LeBlanc, right? Zin being banned out, but LeBlanc just empowers a 2v2 so well. You still have the Diana up, which might not get picked for Urgottem because of too much AP, but you still have Trundle, Olaf, Volibear, all these other really strong junglers. I mean, Hecarim and Udyr are still up, and I think Hecarim is still pretty good in this patch, right? You still have to build him. You don't build him full face tank. You go the Divine Sunderer, kind of AD build, but I think he's still really good. Jarvan being banned out from... I guess they didn't like the Jarvan.
They don't like that point and click CC. No. So they want to go and take that off, especially with the composition that they're picking. Varus, I mean, he wasn't in a lot of trouble. I mean, Caitlyn's not going to be in a lot of trouble. Lilia might be in a little bit of trouble against the Jarvan. Bard
can just portal out, right?
He literally can just portal out. So, but they just don't want to deal with that. The amount of utility he brings with the Demacian standard, the flag also. So no Galio either. Okay, that's a good one. They self-banned the Aurelia. Okay, so they're not going to get that lethal combination that we were thinking they were going to do. I mean, I guess they still have the Lucian available. They can grab.
Yeah, Lucian and LeBlanc is kind of like a skill matchup, right?
Yeah.
It just depends if you can dodge out the W from LeBlanc or the chains with the E, and you can return the damage. Both of them are very early lane harassment. I think Lucian kind of scales, but as the Kane coming out, so Kanye West coming out for Urgottem here, and we're gonna see he could go both builds, right? The red build or the blue form. I like both of them, as Ornn being picked up for Trance Tyrants into actually it's blind, right? Because you don't know what top laner they're picking.
Yeah. Top lane
definitely
blind,
feel like Gwen. I feel like Gwen can be picked up here for Urgottem, right? Not banned out. Graves as well. Is that a Graves mid?
Is that a Lilia mid?
No, it's Graves mid, Lilia jungle.
Graves
I think it's Graves mid because it matches up well into what LeBlanc wants to do, right? That you can.
I suppose so. Yeah.
You get the grit. You get the
the
added
passive
MR armor. The Q kind of you can fire it at LeBlanc in a line where her distortion is,
right?
And then the knockback from the Q, not the knockback, the damage coming back, the return damage can look to actually you can get double damage off, right? If she distorts back.
Okay. That I'm seeing it. It's making more sense the more you're talking to me. You're doing your best used car salesman pitch right now, and honestly, I might put a down payment. We'll have to see how this goes, because like it's interesting. Like what's my APR? Like what's my financing here? Because
am I selling it to you? Am I selling the image? Like, am I bringing you through the fantasy? Right. Am I bringing you through the zone? I mean, look. The way I view it similarly works to Lucian. You just get a little bit more MR. The dash works the same, right? The smoke screen is actually
ultimate. The smoke screen. Okay, yeah.
I think smoke screen is actually better than Lucian's W in my opinion. If you're comparing ability to ability, because the smoke screen, essentially blinds you, right? So you have to walk out of it, slows you, so it provides more utility because you don't have to just blind LeBlanc in lane, right? In the team fight, you can possibly blind some of their carries. The set possibly is obviously gonna get affected by a lot, because if you blind him, he doesn't have a good ult target. You may not be able to do the face breaker or his haymaker. But I don't know what build he's gonna go, because I've seen the lethality build, I've seen the eclipse build, I've also seen like a crit Muramana build. It's very weird. Like it's Cyrilda's, Phantom Dancer. Like they rush Phantom Dancer, Cyrilda's. They go like a very weird, and then they go the mythic, the shield bow. They go shield bow as well. So we're gonna see how Goid Wolfer wants to play this. I mean, this definitely is like a deep pocket pick for him. I want to say this is not a deep pocket pick. It is the second most played, but I feel like that's more of a solo queue pick in my opinion.
Yeah, like the build path will have to be interesting because you want to assume they're going to go for more sustained damage with how they're going to be playing, the rest of this game, because you're up against a Varus, like if Caitlyn is going that Dustblade build where I like to call it the Call of Duty sniper build.
The intervention build.
The intervention build is 100% popping you down. Then you're going to want to have some other form of decent damage because the Kayn, if he does go red form, can just soak up a lot of that initial damage, and Set will soak up a lot of damage no matter how many bullets you put into his perfect 6-pack. It's just it's going to be interesting. Like what are they going to do for damage wise? We'll have to look and see. And honestly, it's going to be difficult for this Lilia to get ahead because if she falls behind, like that's like their AP damage right there. Bard, he does a deceptive amount of damage for sure, but the Lilia is their AP damage. So Evil Eyes,
Lilia's there to keep them honest, right? With the itemization, essentially.
Right.
If she, like you said, falls behind, they just have to build plated steel cap, Zanya's, like a Thornmail, and they're good. And an interaction that maybe me and you will know, beautiful. This is something that used to happen all the time back in the earlier seasons. Is right off the bat, the Caitlyn would just ult the LeBlanc at the beginning of the fight, right? Just to get her half health. Yeah, just to get her like half health. So this sniper build, if she does go that build, will be very, very good to just take LeBlanc out of these fights. Obviously, more laners are taking TP, so if you do get ulted, it's still ult for TP, which isn't the best trade for LeBlanc, but you can re-enter these fights pretty well. So we're gonna see how Duel looks to play these. This man was a beast on Ezreal. He has more range now. He still has some movement ability. I anticipate that if he can just sidestep and orb block and do all the crazy stuff that he was doing on Ezreal with the Caitlyn, he's gonna pump out a crap ton of damage.
Oh yeah, his damage chart's gonna be looking stupid by the end of this. I definitely feel that. So with that being said, we're waiting for timers to sync up. Everybody's locked in, ready to go. We're gonna take it to a quick break, and when we get back, we will be here for Game 2 between Trance Tyrants and Urgottem Evolved. See you in a moment. Okay, guys, are you ready? Are you ready? It is time for some bloodshed and mayhem. I was gonna do the Guilty Gear intro, but like I thought we might get sued, so.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean it's fair use, right? It's fair
I suppose so. But with that being said, we are here gathered for Game 2 between Urgottem Evolved and Trance Tyrants, Week 1 of the Aegis playoff or play-ins rather. And I am Beautiful Crow. That is Ponstar Shibby. We're going to call this awesome action. And I'm excited to see if this new 2005 Hyundai Sonata that I just bought from Shibby off the lot can do some work in this game.
Oh, yeah. The Graves mid with the Electrocute. We did dive a little bit deeper into Goid Wolfer's OPGG a little bit, and he looks like he tends to build towards the Eclipse, Lord Dominic's Collector kind of build, so he does go that full lethality. Duel as well, going for that Dark Harvest, so you are going to get the Modern Warfare 2 intervention build coming out from Caitlyn. Very strong build. I've seen it a lot in solo queue. It hurts. It hits so hard, as there are 2 Dark Harvests on the side of Trance Tyrants, as you see Wounds and Duel looking to possibly take some bush control over against a level 1. The Zenith Blade is coming out, so it doesn't start Q.
Yeah, connected with the Zenith Blade.
I like that. I like that trade. Yeah, I think Duel and Wounds came out on top. The potion is being burned for Callum Coy. He did go, both of them did go. Longsword, triple potions. Yeah, that damage.
Yeah, longsword, triple potions
from Regent.
Okay, and also Duel opting to go for Cleanse. I do like that. Makes a lot of sense with how much they're going on, and that way you don't have to optimize or itemize into a QSS.
But these 1v1s, you don't with Duel. Is that a pause coming out? He wasn't even moving. No pots were burning. Flash didn't happen. No, actually, he just taking it straight up, right? He just took it like it was just firing at him.
Okay. He's just like, look, I'll give you a freebie. Let's just warm it up a little bit. Didn't burn any sums, so that's good, right? Saidesu did burn the Ignite in that exchange. First blood going over to Callum Coy. That bot lane skirmish. The 2v2 is kind of skewed now, you know? Saidesu hitting that early level 2. Has the stun combo up, wounds. Having that 2v2 level 2 now. It's going to be Urgottem with the tempo shift here now, because that's something you didn't really want to happen, but here we are.
Yeah, and probably was a momentary DC, you know, duel. Usually like to play these fights a lot better, as she is. Yeah, now she's moving, but yeah, the stun combo is so bad. Saidesu! Oh, ticking!
One tick! Oh no! Oh man, one tick to safety. All sums burned from both sides, most sides. Wounds, burn everything he could. Callum Coy did burn the heal, saving his buddy there. That's the benefit of having that summoner spell. Duel tried to flash forward to get the damage on for the kill, didn't quite get it. So that's we'll have to see how that keep looking on that lane, because now I think Duel's warmed up, did his stretches, calisthenics, he's ready to rock. As in his top lane, however, big beefy men slapping each other. Koic trading into player number 6 here.
Yeah, and we got nothing wrong here with big beefy men. If you like Set, you like Set. If you like Ornn, you like Ornn. Both of these champions, beautiful in their own right. Body positivity out here in the Aegis Vanguard League. But yeah, these guys are just slapping each other up. I like the summoner spell choice from Ornn. I think a lot of them do tend to go summoner spell book, just depending on the matchup. But I think in this situation, you are going to be brawling, and I think the grasp is super, super nice here.
It's going to happen
so much. Player number 6.
Oh, miss. Okay.
Big wave stacking. He gets that free recall as well, hopefully. Yeah, he's going to get that cheater recall, be able to come back with the item advantage. It's interesting that you see Ornn cheater recalling just because he can build these items, but he probably wants to respill his mana bar and everything like that. As he comes out, the plated steel cap rush.
Nice. Oh, wait. They're going in for the trade. Wounds is there. They knew he was there. The Guardian is proc, misses the stun, does get ignited. Gold Wolfer fan will jump down as Evil Eye's getting chased by Leggins. Oh, I've seen this one before. I'm pretty sure Scythe beats Deer as Evil Eyes, he is on the speed. Oh, does
he's
the
stun.
Wounds! Gets the one kill, but we'll get
Wounds is dead. Oh, never mind.
Yes, the portal to safety. We'll take that out. He'll be fine. Look, I'm just saying, Trance Tyrants definitely wants to win this game because it is Ornn's birthday, and you are not going to beat him on his birthday. So hopefully they can turn this one around. Trades all through the top side of the map for Urgottem going positive. It's very scrappy.
You see the 80s. Yeah, we see the 80s in the bot lane solo, pretty much how it's happening.
Look, literally clocked it at 4 minutes. Wounds and Saidesu were already both mid lane.
Yeah, pretty much. They saw Wounds though, but he was able to get that double stun. Evil Eye's able to pick up the kill. I don't know if he picked up the. Oh, actually, they did. Yeah, they did each pick up a Herald for themselves at their 32 to 33 as Lilia just picked up another camp, and now player number 6 is in a lot of trouble. Doesn't have the ultimate as well. No facebreaker. Ultimate just came up.
He just came up. He just did hit 6, but he's gonna walk this one out. He's gonna try and get as much damage as possible. Juggling who they're going to get the kill over. It goes over to Evil Eyes for the credit. 2-1 on that Lilia. That's what I like to see. As there's a bit of dodgeball being thrown back and forth in the bot lane between Duel and Callum Coy. Go Global Gym. Kobo's, all that shit, you know.
I think that reference might be a little too old for our audience.
God, I can feel the gray hair.
You got to dip, dodge, and duck as Oik is going in with the ulti. We go down to the bottom lane, actually.
Get us back up there. What's going on? Ah! Showstopper coming out. Player number 6 he's running. He got the tower. The double tower shot. He survives. Ult traded back and forth. Koic and player number 6. Evil Eyes, he's just trying to get as many kills as he can, just being Lilia, as she tends to do, being everywhere on the map with how fast she goes. But Void Wolfer fan trading into Regent under the tower takes a lot. He had to burn his own ultimate. As Leggins is there, he probably did a lot of damage to help shore up that, but yeah. we're maybe looking for an early itemization change for Goy the Wolfert, because honestly, right now, this car is kind of messing up.
Breaking down.
I think that transmission was bad, but you know, we should be all right.
We're gonna see. I mean, they're trading burst for burst, right? Although LeBlanc did get that early kill, I believe, onto Lilia. It's kind of swayed the lane out. This lethality Dirk build, I like the boost pickup. Allows him to dodge out the 2 chains a little bit better, and possibly allows him to maneuver out of these abilities. As we see Callum Coy just, oh my god, holding that piercing arrow. Misses it, unfortunately, but things have calmed down just a little bit. A small gold league for Urgottem evolved here. 700 or 600 gold right now. Lanes are playing out pretty even. Lilia does have that 2-1 lead onto the jungler, and playing Kayn when you're behind feels so bad because it feels like you can never get to your power spikes. Even if you do transform into like either blue or red, you just don't have the itemization to keep up. And Lilia is just one of those junglers. When she gets going, her farming, her mobility, just everything, and they also changed her a while back to where she actually heals now more on her abilities.
Right, she does.
She's one of those champions that once she gets going, she just has that tempo consistently and has that momentum ahead of you for the whole game.
Yeah, I think it was dropped damage a little bit, but increased the healing, I want to say. So
she still gets the move speed as well.
She still gets the move speed, yeah. So she has a lot of tools to be everywhere she needs to be, as long as she can keep Leggings on the back foot. They are even in CS at the moment, but you know, the kill pressure, the kill lead is there for Equalize. As in this top lane, these guys just can't keep their hands off each other. They're fighting for the heavyweight championship. As player number 6, he does have the
is he gonna do the arm combo?
Oh, that was so smart, saving the ultimate to get him out. He's unstoppable. Oh, is it up? It's not up in time. As Koic will get the solo kill onto player number 6 on the horn. It's his birthday. He's having to take a knee too. Is that landed? They will pop the drowsy. Can they get the right one? Can they get the right one?
Oh, there's the ultimate.
Caitlyn ultimate does do massive amounts of damage. There's the Kanos. He dies inside the body of wounds. It's a kill credit going over to Evilize, as this Lilia is definitely online now, and that's scary.
3-1 on that Lilia. Caitlyn also did die. Oh yeah, Caitlyn died early, super early on. I was like, wait, how is she 0-1? That was the first blood. I was like, wait a minute. Oh yeah, she did TC. I was like looking at it. Wasn't able to pick up an assist or anything like that, but a lot of fighting in this top and mid side. Bottom lane kind of left on the island. Good ultimate pressure from Caitlyn. I really like how they're roaming up for this Herald. I mean, she can't really get much, and it's really hard to try to take plates against Callum Coy because she has, you know, he has the ultimate, he has all that burst damage, has the Hail of Blades, also has a slight item advantage, right, with the Caulfield Hammer. It looks like they're just gonna dive this bet, possibly. They're just waiting for him. They're waiting for him.
Okay, but he's on the other side of the... Yo, there's the Bard Pole. He has no flash. He has no ultimate. He can't get away. He can only just walk. As they're just going to walk this poor man down. They're taking his lunch money. They're bullying him.
That is bullying.
Yeah, that's so bullying.
Evilize another kill. 4-1. I would have loved to see that go to the Caitlyn, but I think they just didn't want to risk it. As the Rift Herald is getting dropped into the top lane, they possibly will just take that tower for free. It is at 4 plates, so they're not going to get the maximum value out of it. But they'll be able to take it regardless.
Yeah, they should be able to take it as they are putting on pressure in the mid lane as well. Psyduck, who's just chilling in mid lane, they're trying to put Gold Wolfer Fan under so much, as he only has a Vampiric Scepter and this rated Dirk. Think it's Shield Bow?
Yeah,
Or the Eclipse?
I mean, might be the Eclipse. It probably looks like the Eclipse. Doesn't look like he's gonna go that shield bow. Probably thinks he can get a lot more damage out. I think the lethality is good in here as well, because if you can get onto the Varus or the Kayn or even like the LeBlanc, right? They're not building a lot of armor, so that lethality just kind of punches so much harder. You're not gonna want to be in an ideal situation hitting that set and hitting the Leona. So I think for Goidwolf, for just going that Eclipse, try to get that, you know, move speed, the shielding, and the percent health. I think it's 6% physical damage. It's like, it's a very long passive, but I think Eclipse is better here if they're trying to push their leads.
Regent doesn't have chain. I do believe he already used his jump. Okay, so the bowling ball will miss. All right, fine with that. Cloud Drake is alive. Trance Tyrants are actually in position for this one. They're going to go ahead and start it, as you know. Yeah, Evilize is in such a strong place right now. They can take this no problem. Double ADs there as well to help get that down. Wounds. He did first item Swifty Boots, which I really love doing on Bard. Allowed him to get everywhere. He's getting collapsed on Smite is down. Oh, Regent, you don't want to walk that way. Does get over the side though. Flash over it.
Oh, that guy's dead. Oh, what's the clone?
Clone? The Evil Eye still claims the kill credit. There is the Tempered Fate coming out as well. He's going for 2. Does get stunned up. Ignited. Leggings is not going to be able to get out. Over the side, though. Over the side. Wounds does flash over himself. He doesn't care. But once again, Evil Eye's 6 blooded 0 on this Lilia as Koic is fighting player number 6 under the tower.
Horn coming out.
He's stuck. Kalankoy is stuck. Oh, gets tagged. Okay, they're gonna take the blast cone over. No more, no more chase. But once again, man, these 80 carries flashing forward, trying to get these kill confirmed. And Evil Eyes is there with his stupid little deer magic, claiming all these kills. And as soon as I say that, Duel comes out, is ignited though, won't cleanse all that damage. As Kalankoy does get another kill onto Duel, not winning this 80 carry matchup. As Wounds is running up towards Evil Eye saying, "Save me, daddy, please." And they're just gonna go ahead and walk out. Urgottem evolved, gotta answer kill back, but Trance Tyrants, Evil Eyes is honestly doing some crazy stuff this game.
Yeah, and a little bit of adaptation coming out from Kalankoy. Last game he went the on hit. This game he did go the Dustblade of Draft. So both of the 80 carries going that lethality build as we see Goidwolfer. He is just taking punishment after punishment. He is so far behind in itemization, it feels like. Oh my god, Luden Echoes, who just serrated Dirk boots. You take one more of those, you're gone. You're dead.
He's dead. Regent's daring him to walk up. He's like, "Hey, you're not that guy." Like he'll get popped immediately. Has the double rings going. Has the Ludens already completed. Okay, so it was the Eclipse. All right. So now Goidwolfer does have the Eclipse. Does have a little bit more power in his pocket to deal with, Regent jumping in on him every 2 seconds. Still not so sure about how much this is paying off, but it doesn't matter because Evil Eyes is actually insane on the Lilia. And
6 and 1, Leandri's being completed here. Really good into that, Leona and the set as well as we see set still on that, puzzle piece item, the Yu-Gi-Oh style, has like 4 different items in his belt.
He's thrift shopping.
He's definitely thrift shopping. That's definitely what he's doing. Looks like Kane is probably going to go lurking towards that red form. Gore Drinker into Shayrax just based off the itemization. That's why he's delaying it so much. It's 14 minutes and he hasn't transformed. He has Goidwolfer.
Goidwolfer, hello, sir. Cue the AOL dial-up sound real quick, because that's a moment. He's going to get popped. Not even in mid lane, still gets taken out by Regent. That's just rude. I don't even like that. As Urgottem, they're going to get another pick, looking for this bot tower to try and put some damage onto that. Regent is in a good spot, He does have a decent amount of CS, has his first item completed, has some stacks on his Dark Seal, so he's pretty good up against towers at the moment, as they're just waiting for the next objective to spawn. Second Herald hasn't dropped just yet. No Dragon for another minute 40. They're just kind of looking to get back into the game with this gold. Because, there's not much of a gold lead now.
Yeah, and Trance Tyrants, they've had a small, gold lead throughout the game, like you said, but it feels like, they're just not playing the map the way they should be with Evil Eyes, right? 6 and 1. I feel like any fights you take, you should just really try to take it with this Lilia, and they're actually going to try to catch this Blanc out, possibly. But she does a lot of damage. I don't know if Wounds wants to face check that, and she'll just return it as the Distortion does come out.
Oh, they're going straight dive. On the backside, though, player number 6 is there.
Oh,
and Duel taken down, but they're like 4 men strong. We're going to take a tower, too. As, Koic's going to get the kill credit onto that. But here comes the rest of the team. Wounds, perfect place portal, and they get himself out of there. But they're low. The only person not low is Goidwolfer, who does have his ultimate available. But the rest of the team is blinking health bar, so they're going to go ahead and get out of there. Duel not having as good as a game as he had last game.
We jinxed him. We
did.
Oh,
wait, is he going in?
Out.
Oh, burns the ultimate. Doesn't wait for the jump timing. And Goidwolfer, once again, gonna lose it. But this might be a catch. Yeah, the Drowsy is popped. Timing the ultimate. Very good. Getting on the Evil Eyes. Comes out. Stopwatch is there. Tempered Fate still catches him on the ankle side. That's who's trying to run. He already flashed. And Evil Eyes is dominated. Gets him the kill. Flash jump from Kane. Goes through the wall. Clips it. And manages to get out alive. Has to burn the ultimate. Has to burn his flash as well. So there's no dragon contest for Urgottem as it's spawning here in a few seconds. Duel gonna go up, push the wave a little bit. Evil Eyes and Goidwolfer definitely strong enough to take them by themselves.
Yeah, they're very, very strong here. The Ornold comes out onto Callum Coy, flash out.
Flash out, flash out, flash out. Oh, he's trying to get the kill. He's trying to get the kill. Wow. So that will be the kill credit going over to Leggins, but Fool did manage to get the shutdown after that. But here's Regent jumping in and popping wounds immediately. Didn't he flashed and still got dropped, as that's some damage coming out from this LeBlanc right now. The 4 stack from the Dark Seal, the Electrocute proc plus Eludens deletes everybody as soon as he comes in. So a 2-for-2 trade at the end of it, I want to say. And
yeah, 2 for 2. Yeah, duel and wounds did go down, while Callum Coy and I believe no, I think it was 2 for 1 actually.
2 for 1. Okay, yeah.
Well,
2 for 1. Yeah.
If you count Leona dying earlier in that river fight,
Right.
and then so it was a delayed 2 for 2 for sure. But if you're counting just that middle lane fight, yeah, 2 for 1. Callum Coy going down, but duel and wounds both go down, and yeah, like you said, Duel's just not having the best game. As he did like last game, right? Not even one of the best of his series, but still has that Dustblade, still is able to use that ultimate, try to pop that LeBlanc before she gets into fights. This LeBlanc is really scary though, because she can't necessarily be answered in the side lane, right? We saw what happened to Goid Wolfer. It feels like Goid Wolfer is getting the short end of the stick on these trades. While on the side of Trance Tyrants, they're playing that kind of like 3-man roam squad with Wounds, Evil Eyes, and Duel. Right, Koic is here sometimes, in these fights able to Ornhorn, but he's mostly matching the set. So I want to see Trance Tyrants be a little bit more proactive.
Oh, speaking of proactivity though, that's
misses the Q
on him. Yeah, does miss the Q, does not land. I would love to see Duel and Goid Wolfer, maybe go for a Hex Drinker just to get that initial burst shield out of the way, or some sort of lifesteal shield for themselves. Since neither of them are going the shield bow build, I believe they can get away with it, because Regent, we're talking about it, does so much damage, and that would definitely help shore that, as both of them aren't going crit builds, they're going straight on damage builds. He jumps onto him. That smokescreen actually was really dope. Really good at stopping that damage.
Honda Civic. It's Honda Civic.
It may be a hatchback, but we might like it. So it did stop the initial damage. Regent, he's just stuck. He's trying to go in, but you have Wound on one side and Evilizer on the other, preventing him from going in. But on the other side of that, Urgottem will take that second herald and putting all their attention towards mid lane, as most of the Trance Tyrants have been on the bot side. His Duel, he has no mana, he has to run away. But this might be a pincer move. Oh, here comes the Ornhorn.
The big ultimate.
Anybody? He does not get it onto anybody. Does flash out of the way. Yes.
Player number 6
gets dunked and shut down. Is that a lot of damage coming out from that ultimate coming out from Duel, as the mid lane response, 1 tower for 1 tower. They might try to go for 2. They are on the side here. Regent is there. He is spotted out. He does dodge out, jumps back in. A 1-for-2 tower trade in the end. Trance Tyrants turn it on its head once again.
Yeah, now they have about a 3k gold lead at 20 minutes, 3.4. Now they're going to return, empty their pockets of all this money that they just picked up. Goid Wolfer did pick up a kill there, and I believe Caitlyn also got some assists on the back end.
Yeah.
Has the Serrated Dirk, has the pickaxe, so it's definitely going for that full one-shot lethality build. The E, auto Q, and to the R. They're going to probably play around this dragon that's coming up. I mean, Trance Tyrants, if they take this dragon, the next one will be on Soul Point, which will be around the 27-minute mark if they take it on CD. And that Infernal Drake is just going to do so much damage for them. Going to allow them to just hit so much harder than they should be with the Caitlyn ultimate, with the Graves ultimate. Graves really says, yeah, that ultimate coming out. Boom!
Oh, that's a chunk. That's a chunk. Yeah. Oh, can we get a check on Leggins' Kane build? Because I'm not sure what he went blue. Okay, so we were talking about this earlier. There is, ever since the item changes, Red Kane, the sustain build, doesn't really work as well as a lot of people want it to anymore. So now the new flavor of the month is to go the blue Kane assassin form, but with bruiser items, because it just works better for him itemization wise.
And it allows him to get in and out.
Yeah, it allows him to get in and out and still benefit from those items, as getting in and out is not looking too good for Goid Wolfer, as he does get Tempered Fade. Wait,
Tempered Fade!
No way, that's crazy! Tempered Fade manages to save him for a little bit, but the rest of the team is there to collapse.
Squad is here.
Squad is there, yes, they're squatted up, but here is Evil Eyes on the backside, a good 2-man hit, 2-man sleep. Koic is still alive, flashes in, gets the damage down, this is 1 hit, there's another flash out.
Duel's hitting.
Yes, Duel is blasting.
Oh, flash over
for the revenge. Gets the revenge kill. He says, that's for lane phase, brother. As he will get another kill, as Evil Eyes does claim that credit, and that's Trance Tyrants picking up as many kills as they can and then making the best out of a bad situation. I have seen it.
Yeah, and overall, 2 for 3, right? Trance Tyrants kills 3. They lose 2 on their side. They lose wounds and they lose Void Ultra. But damn, that re-engage coming out from Evil Eyes, just the ability just to flash over, hits the 2-man bowling ball into the sleep, and then Duel just cleaning up. He was actually hitting them in that bush, so he was getting his headshot passive way faster. And now the rotation onto the Dragon. Region is the only one here that he's gonna have to give it up. There's no way you steal that, possibly get a return kill. The ultimate's coming out. Oh,
yeah, that's half health. Literally half every time that ultimate is up. He's letting it fly. Okay, so that was really good, yeah. And we were talking about those fights, like Regent. If he can get in and delete some people with the double distortion or distortion chain or what have you, it's good for them. But the damage, the items are now there for Trance Tyrants on the side of Duel and Void Wolfer. Looks to be caught out, yeah. He's going to be up there with player number 6. Tank line is there. Can't really do a lot of getting away. A lot of going in, though. Because we just stunned up. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
That guy just got collected. That guy got collected.
Wow.
Oh, and it looks like Kane actually opted in for the...
Nightshade.
Knight's Edge. Actually, a fight is coming down here, actually. Wait a minute, the Graves killing the Varus here?
This is that damage, baby. As the items are there, Legend goes in. Oh no, this is that Assassin Reset Dream he's looking for. Does get 1 kill. Trying to go for 2, but he will be running away from the fight as Duel does a lot of damage with this build now. The Collector is live, so they're pretty low. They double jump in. He's going to get bursted. He's going to get bursted. Will get shut down. The gold going over to Regent. Zabonk still strong. Does a lot of damage. Koek has low health bars as Wounds is trying to get away. He follows through. The chains still connect. They are under the tower. Gets a double knock up and then the tower shot. That's 1. That's 2. Legends is going to get shut down. Kill credit going over to Wounds. Regent is back in. Will have to teleport out. That tower once again saving Trance Tyrants in these fights. Absolutely absurd.
Looks like an overall 3 for 4, right? Trance Tyrants loses 3. They pick up 4. They pick up Legans. I believe they picked up Callum Coy. Sidus, who got killed super early on, and player number 6 died as well. Regent is the only one living in these fights. Went for the man mode build, right? Ludens into Rabadons into Void is what he's going for.
Oh man, yeah, he is going for that blink and you'll miss it build, as I like to call it. He already has the Sork shoes. He has the Blighted Jewel now with the oh my God, 25 minutes into the game has the Death Count Ludens Sork shoes build, and that's actually terrifying because the only tank on the side of Trance Tyrants is going to be Koek, and he's primarily going armor. He has a Necrotron cloak now, but majority of his build is made for armor, as we do have a slight pause here.
Yeah, I think Trance Tyrants has been having a bit of internet issues lately, so it might be the pause on their end. We're not entirely sure, of course. We will get word from that as you see our beautiful faces coming back onto the screen. But so far, so good. A much stronger showing from Trance Tyrants, right? Urgottem and Trance Tyrants, last game was super close. This game, it looks like Trance Tyrants is actually in the lead, and we're getting right back into it. A 4K gold lead for Trance Tyrants, or about 3.5 actually for Trance Tyrants. But they have to play these fights a little bit more careful because Regent and Legends can still do a lot of damage on their end, and they can, pick up these kills that they're not supposed to, essentially.
Right. If they have the ward and the vision up, that's really good for Regent to just completely jump around. Like, he can get a deep TP flank, pop in, and completely take somebody out. Because, yes, Wounds did build a locket, but his proximity to the rest of this team is really going to be low because Barb likes to play on the outside of the fights. He likes to play on the outskirts and throw out the tempered fades, throw out the portals. Sometimes gets in with the stuns from the Q and whatnot, but it's going to be interesting. He did go Banshee's Veil for his second item, so that's actually a lot of added defense for him.
Yeah,
stay alive in these fights. That's a good adaptation. Duel lets one fly, and Takes a decent
On to
chunk
player
out of
number
player
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Set has that regen, right? He's also sitting on only one item. The man is 1-7 right now. Bork Merctred's Phage at 26 minutes. That is some of the saddest items I have ever seen on a set.
Yeah.
Can't really return a lot of that damage. His haymakers aren't hitting as hard as they should be, right? It just feels like he's a pseudo tank, but he doesn't do the damage really well. He doesn't do the tanking aspect super well. So he's kind of just mediocre at everything right now because of his build. Hopefully he could possibly pick up a Stayrax or a Gore Drinker or something of that nature as the dragon is coming up. This is an Infernal Soul. Wounds comes out.
Tempered Fate does go wide, doesn't take on anybody, as now they are on the retreat, looking like they're going to regroup by this dragon. They do have control of this blue side, like of Urgottem's blue side. I do love that. Look at all the wards available. Regen jumping in, chunks wounds down to half, heals up. Didn't pop the locket, did pop the Banshee's Veil though. That's I want to say the only reason he was able to survive that is because he did have the Banshee's Veil. As now Urgottem, they're trying to press a go button as Duel wants to get, he already had the ultimate up. That cooldown's so low right now as he's able to get some kills. Not enough traps down, I believe, to get those procs off as they're going straight in. Look on the backside, the Regent and Leggings on the backside. The orange one does go down. There's a flash out, shut down. There's no take in the fight as Wounds will get popped. Doesn't go down. He's still alive somehow as Duels and Wounds are both literally blinking, no health to speak of, as Evil Eye's trying to go for the kill. Look at that burn as he flashes in. Goidwolf for another kill. That's a double kill under his belt. As
Goidwolf is full health here.
Full health again. And Leggings is going for that reset. Tries to go onto Wounds. He's chasing Bard. The portal's coming in.
Wounds is gonna die here, right?
They're playing Ring Around the Rosie right now. As Reach is still alive. He's going away. Wounds is trying to get out of there. Dodging the fancy feet. Whip the boots. Gets him in the Tempered Fate. And Goid will forget the kill onto him. He's going to go through the wall. Wounds looking down. Eats 1Q. The Guardian proc stays. Keeps him alive somehow. Wounds literally has not been over 50% HP since the beginning of that fight. And the man did not die.
Yeah, wasted so much time. And now the Infernal Soul goes on to Trance Tyrants. You have to believe that these Caitlyn Holtz are going to hit like a truck. Another pause comes out. We don't know whose side it came out on, unfortunately, but man, that team fight was one of the most tense teams. I mean, I don't know how Wounds lived there, right? The side steps were beautiful, right? The side steps were on point. The portals were so nice. Regent was also scared. I think he could have got the recall off. He canceled it because he saw Graves and I believe Caitlyn coming over to him. As the unpause does happen, we're getting right back into this game. A little bit of damage did come out, but yeah, these Caitlyn ults are going to hit so much harder with this Infernal Soul. The Graves ultimate's going to hit a lot harder with these Infernal Souls. It just feels like Trance Tyrant is now firmly in this driver's seat, and it's going to be really hard for them to lose this game, as we do have some technical difficulties coming in on our side. The game, it's not paused, but it is a little bit frozen. But I just kind of got to take a second to analyze the game state right now. 22-14, 51-49 It's not a huge goal lead. No Barons have been taken, but you have to believe that Trance Tyrants is going to start, taking these fights more, dominantly just because of that Infernal Soul.
Oh yeah. They've been on Dragon Lock this entire game, and with that Infernal Soul, that gives them, that extra firepower. No pun intended. Actually, you know what? Pun intended. All the fire, all the smoke. They want that extra power to bring it to Urgottem because Regent is so terrifying. He does so much damage, and Leggings did go.
The ultimate going out.
Oh my god! Did that pop the passive? Jesus! It did actually go that assassin build. He has Serpent's Fang now on top of his Edge of Night. He can do a lot of damage, as you saw, and he's still very shifty and able to get in and out of these fights. So, oh my god, that
900. Oh, get stopped! Goidwolfer fan. Not respecting that LeBlanc at all. No itemization, nothing. That could possibly lead maybe to a ban from Urgottem, but they're actually just gonna take it so clear out all the vision that Trance Tyrants got with that side. That's gonna clear everything outside Desu on vision clearing duty. But yeah, that's so much damage coming out. The Verdant Barrier 4th item being picked up from Evil Eyes. You'd love to see it. Definitely, probably, obviously going for that Banshees.
Right.
I just want to see what Graves and Duel are gonna pick up, right?
Well, they both just picked up no matching mantles.
Might be the Wit's End. It might be
I would, I definitely would like to see the Hex Drinker just finish off with the Maw. You still get a decent amount of damage. You get a Lifeline Shield, which is one of the better unique passives in the game. As Regent jumps onto Duel, who eats
a lot of damage.
almost all of his health there. If he didn't have that normal magic mantle, he might have actually just straight up died there. Managing to get him there, he's gonna lifesteal off of some of the creeps. But yeah, they definitely need some sort of deterrent for this absolute crazy damage that Regent is pumping out. He did burn his flash in that last escape, as the TP was popped by Golden Wolfer. Is there anything going to go for the Baron here?
He said on the bottom side, I don't think they have the vision ready.
He does have TP.
Baron is going down so fast!
Infernal Soul for you, as the, great Tempered Fate to keep out Legends from getting in. The Ornhorn is popped, but it's just for disengage, I believe, as the rest of the team is running. Yeah, it's Ocean's 11, baby, the greatest heist ever. He's gonna go ahead and take the Baron, get out. Baroned up, sold up on a Monday evening, and I really hope they can take this to a victory, because they're definitely, the ball is in their court. They do have the damage and the utility available, but the counterpunch from Urgottem is still so scary to deal with.
Well, it just feels like Regent can just take somebody out of the fight before it even starts, like before the 5v5 happens. If he just gets that double distortion Q onto somebody, I mean, that person's gone. He's not allowed to play the game as an ultimate coming out. Ooh!
If he did miss that chain, if he did not miss that chain, that really would have been it for Duel. Oh my god.
Duel actually lost the better end, right? He ulted Callum quite a 50, but then he took 75% damage for him. As Duel's gonna need a lifesteal off of something. He's looking for jungle camps, nothing here. They have the Baron up as well. I want to see possibly a 1-3-1 or even a 1-4. Maybe Graves and Koic in the solo lane, and then obviously Evil Eyes, Duel, and Wounds in that middle lane, or whatever lane they want to. 1-3-1 typically means that you go top 1, mid 3, and bottom 1, but you can obviously go any sort of, different combination or rotation.
They're just gonna 5-man it. They're gonna
5-man it comp.
That's crazy. So they're gonna keep that one cannon minion alive, as it's a 5v5 situation here. They are looking, but the health bars are lower on the side of Trance Tyrants with Wounds and Duel. Duel able to lifesteal a good little bit off of the minions, off the waves. Tower going down. Tempered Fate goes wide. Ornhorn is called. Call the fortune goes in on the backside. Here is player number 6. And Legends into the mix. That's a double kill for the set. Crazy. The resets are coming out. Koic is barely alive. Void Wolfer Fan also alive too. Callum Koic gets the shutdown onto Evil Eyes. That's a 4-for-1. Urgottem Evolve winning these fights. They should have no business winning. But that's just how close the game state actually is with these items with their fed members. As Trance Tyrants, they were trying to group as 5 and do a strong push. I was talking about those flanks earlier, but it was a flank from a member I didn't expect. Player number 6 coming up huge, getting that multi-man showstopper at the Haymaker in the, just doing damage, staying alive.
And he has the Gore Drinker now too, so it just allows him to lifesteal up so much more, right? Because if he R's into the team, he can pop his W, his Haymaker, his shield, and then he could Gore Drinker right after, so he's nearly back to full health. And yeah, player number 6 is a champion now for sure, and he definitely has to be somebody you have to play around. But yeah, Legends and Regent got some pretty good damage off. I don't think Trance Tyrants should have forced that engage. They missed the Tempered Fate, and then they also missed the Bard ultimate, and then they just kind of grouped up together so that Regent could just distortion in and get a bunch of AoE distortion damage. But Elder Dragon coming up in 15 seconds. This is where the game's decided, right? This is the fight that will decide it.
Ooh, man, I'm getting ready as Regent. Oh my god! Regent is ready as well as there's a shutdown from the...
Oh, Duel? Callum Koic? He's caught!
They're landing all their shots. They're landing every skill shot they need to land.
Oh my god!
Crazy damage. Duel is online as all the items untouched in the back line. Gets double kills for himself, and that's a triple kill. That's a delayed triple kill for Trance Tyrants. And that is a 4-for-1 on these sides.
Can they end
Tyrants. They have a big enough wave. I don't believe they can end. Elder Dragon is alive.
They don't want to chance it with Legends up.
They don't want to, Legends is up, he still does respectable damage, but that's what we were talking about. We were waiting for the items to come online, we were waiting for them to get all of their stacks, all of their abilities land one by one. The timers might be long enough here. They have enough damage with how much power that Duel has with all the items. Yeah, it's only Legend. Oh man, they have the wave, they have the wave, they can. The ending might just
Will they end? Will they go for the end?
He has to go in right now. He has to try to make something happen.
They might end the game here.
4v1 situation. There's Regent. He's still alive. He's alive. He's jumping in. He's jumping in.
Trance take the win.
That's it. Duel gets the hits onto the Nexus. 1-1. Trance Tyrants finally close it out. Shivy, that's an ending that we love, baby. Woo!
That is a game 2. That is a final game of this series. That was a best of 2. 1-1. Trance Tyrants and Urgottem evolved, and whoo, you thought Regent had it at the end of, at the beginning of that fight. We were like, okay, whoever dies, whoever gets wiped, this is the end of the game, right? Regent bursts Goyd Wolfer out, right? Kills the Graves in an instant, like you said.
Yeah.
Blink and you'll miss it. I definitely missed that kill, but then the ultimate from downtown, looking like, oh my God, Kobe Bryant, looking like LeBron James. Oh my God, dude, just slam dunks it onto Regent. Just, oh my God, that ultimate was beautiful. The Tempered Fate coming out onto Callum Coy as well. The W headshot and power damage coming from Duel, right? He got the trap into the auto, and Callum Coy's life bar was gone. After that, it was game, set, and wrap. They lost most of their damage. Kane and Set definitely couldn't, eke it out there. You still have the Lily on the backside doing so much AP damage. Was able to get the sleep out. Whew. I don't want to say that Urgottem misplayed that. I just feel like Regent, it just unfortunately ate a Caitlyn R, right? And wasn't able to dodge it, wasn't able to Zhonya's it, wasn't able to get one of his teammates to dodge it. That's just one of those, 9 times out of 10, Regent makes that play onto Goyd Wolfer. That's a free soul for them. It's a free fight. The fact that just he ate that Caitlyn R and nobody on the side of Urgottem actually got hit by it other than Regent, because it was coming from like halfway across river, right? I think he was at the beginning of river, and
he was at the beginning of river. Yeah,
Regent got hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really like Regent jumped in, blew up Graves, like literally just destructed. But because he was in range, the buffering was able for Duel to land that ultimate onto him. Oh my goodness. That was so good. Such a great way to end the series. Such a great way. Ending at 1-1. Now remember, this is a round robin. So everybody got to hit each other. It was, and the flashing, like, oh yeah, like if I saw it like real close. Number 6 on the set, try to get a flash for a body block of something, I want to say. And just like fail flash.
Missed it by like a pixel or something like that.
Yeah. So he flashed and didn't get anything, and that allowed him to get caught as well. That was just, oh Jesus, that was
a game. Anyways, that concludes week 1 of the play-ins for Trance, Tyrants, and Urgottem Evolved. A 1-1 match score, which obviously have implications in the seeding. Please come back next week for week 2 of the play-ins for the Aegis Vanguard League. Same time, same place, same casters. Follow Aegis GG on Twitch. Follow them on Twitter at Aegis GG. Follow me and Beautiful Crow on Twitter at Beautiful_Crow and at Pwnstar Shibby. Shout outs to the production staff. Shout outs to Quanta or Mike. Shout outs to the admin staff. Duhan, Amanda, all you guys, Evar. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us on. You guys are pretty much the life and blood of Aegis GG, the Aegis Vanguard League. And I have a pleasure working with you guys every week. And obviously, a very special thanks goes out to you guys, the fans, the chat, the viewers. We wouldn't be doing it without you guys. Really nice to see all the engagement. So come back next week. Aegis Vanguard League, week 2, play-ins. We're going to have another banger of the series. If it's anything like week 1, you definitely want to stick around.
Yes, play-ins are so exciting. See y'all next time. And now we're going to go raid Runeterra Academy.
Show them some love.